Now what we are going to see is, for example, I have a table like this, guys. Consider I have a table like this. I have student name. I have max marks. I have science. So this is the data I have. I have a table where I have a data like this. So student name. Okay. So student name I have Ravi. So his max marks is around 80 out of 100. Hindi is 50. Science is 70. I have Raju. His max marks are 90. Hindi are 70. Science are 60. I have Kiran. Max marks are 50. The marks are 30. Science marks are 70. Okay, like this we have. So now what I want to do, this is the data I have. So I want to have a one more column over here. In this column, I want to have total max marks plus Hindi marks plus science marks. I want to create one more table. Okay. So total of only max plus science. Okay. So how to create? So what we are going to see now, how to create a new column. How to do? See, suppose here in this total column, what we have to get sum of max marks plus Hindi marks plus science. So the total has to come here. Okay. So like 200. Okay. And then 180, 150. So it has to come. So how to do a calculations over this data and how to create a column over here. This is what we do in real term mainly. So sometimes not only additions, you need to do multiplications. Sometimes you need to take the average and all. So now how to do using R Studio, this type of things, how to use the concept of data frames for doing this. So we are going to see that particular concept of fine. So now this is stats. If you observe stats, it has country name, country code, birth rate, internet users, and income. Fine. Stats dollar birth rate into stats dollar internet users. So what I am trying to do here, I am trying to multiply this birth rate and internet users. That is what I'm doing. I'm multiplying two columns data. Okay. So if you run that one, see. Now head of stats dollar birth rate into stats dollar internet users. So run it. So ahead means top five. So this is the one what we are getting. Next, stats dollar birth rate plus stats dollar internet users. So not only multiplication, you can do addition also. And if you see head of stats, okay, see this is head of stats. Okay. So now what is the target? I want to create a column over here. I want to make a column. And in this column, what I want to do, I'm naming this column as my calc. And what I want to do, I want to multiply this internet users and birth rate, and I want to display over here. So this is my task. So for that, what I have to do, stats dollar my calc. So this is the name what I'm giving for the column, my calc. And what the calculation it is doing, it is taking the column birth rate and it is multiplying with the column internet users. Okay, that is what we are doing. So very simple, guys. So run it. Okay, now head of stats. See. So we had created a new column with the name MyCalc. So suppose I want to create a one more column with the name MyCalc1. So this time with the name MyCalc1. So this time not multiplication. I want addition. Okay. So run that one and run head of stats. See. So we created one more column with the name myCalc. Okay, in addition to myCalc. So here it is doing addition. So this is how to add, guys. Okay, and you can remove. How you can remove stats myCalc one. So here I have added this column myCalc one. I want to delete that one. I don't want that column. How to do that one? Stats column myCalc less than hyphen one. Correct. And now head of stats. Correct. See, we removed that myCalc. I want this myCalc also to be removed. So what you have to do, just make stats dollar myCalc equal to null. Correct. Now check for head of stats. Correct. See, country name, country code, birth rate, and rank. We had removed. So this is how to remove the column, whatever you have created. Fine. And next, I guess this is repeat code. Okay. Next, head of stats. Structure of stats. We already have seen it gives the structure regarding the columns and all. Next, view stats. Okay. So if you want to view the stats, you can view more. See, country name, country code, birth rate, internet users. Okay. And all those things. So, close stats. Next. Okay. Fine. So not only that, guys, you can also not only add in columns and all, you can also get use some conditions and get certain particular values. For example, here uh, stats, of stats. So first 12 we'll get. Okay. Suppose here I have birth rate. I have the column birth rate column. So from the birth rate column, I want the countries where birth rate is greater than 10 or which has maximum birth rate. Okay. And also not only that, I want countries whose birth rate is greater than 40 and internet users are less than 2. Okay, based upon certain conditions also, you retrieve the data according to your requirement. Okay, suppose your project manager has asked you, please give me list of countries where the internet users are less than 2. Okay, so what you have to use, stats dollar, name of the column, that is internet users, what is the condition, less than. So if you see here, we have a true. That means this country, the internet users are less than true. False, false. And if you see here, there is a true. That means this country, the internet users are less than two. Okay. So here you will get the information in the in the format of true or false. But I want to get the names, particular names. So what you have to use, what I'm using, filter, stats dollar internet users less than two. Okay, for that one. And then I'm making a separate data frame, df2, stats of, give that filter, you will get those values. See this code, guys. Try to understand and analyze that one. Stats of filter. So if you when you do that one, you will get only the countries where internet users are less than. Suppose if you see in this data, so 12th row, 53rd row, 56th row, 155, 157. So if you see here, all these countries, the internet users are less than. Okay. So how to get that one? Using the filters. Okay. So I filter, use the condition, make a separate data frame, stats of filter, use this piece of code, then you will get. Now, I want internet, not only that, guys, directly you can use stats of, see here, stats of, what is the condition? Stats dollar internet users less than. Okay, so you can use this piece of code to get this type of format. Okay, let me run that one. You'll get an idea. Okay. Okay. Next, the same thing we apply for the birth rate. So I want the countries where birth rate is greater than 40. So stats of, stats dollar birth rate greater than. Nothing. See, in this all countries, the birth rate is greater than 40. Okay, greater than 40, greater than 40. Now you can use a condition, specific condition. Okay, an end scenario. So what is that condition? I want the countries where birth rate is greater than 40 and also internet users less than. So when you use and, when both conditions are true, then only we will get this one. Okay, so that means it has to satisfy birth rate greater than 40 and it also has to satisfy internet users less than 2. So both the conditions true has to come. That is the reason we used and. So do remember guys, in the first session we discussed regarding and, okay, or thing. So both the conditions has to be fulfilled for this one. So now let us see how would be the result. So stats dollar birth rate greater than 40 and stats dollar internet users less than. Then it's here. If you observe the result, whatever we got here, both the conditions were true. So with the countries, see internet birth rate greater than 40 and if you see internet users less than 2. So these are the countries, Burundi, Niger and Somalia. These are the countries where birth rate is greater than 40 and internet users are less than 2. Okay. Next, if you want to get only high income countries, so stats of stats dollar, high in income group, high income. See, these are the countries with only high income. Similarly, you can get low income also. Okay. Similarly, you can get a country name also. For example, stats dollar country name equal to India. So let us check what is our country name, India thing. So this is India. So if you see India, birth rate is 20.291 and internet users are 50.1. So this is actually 2010 data, 10 or 11 data. Now it is 2026. So by now it has increased a lot. India is no more lower middle income. It is upper middle income country as if now. Okay. And birth rate has gone down and internet users has gone to very high, I guess. Okay. That is the thing. Next, if you want to get income groups along with the country name, so this is the piece of code you have to use. So I want to get only country names with high income. So this is the code here. And I want to you get the country names, high income countries along with country name and country. So this is how you have to use C of. If you use like this, it will throw a error. Suppose let me run this one, it will throw error. But if you use this code, it will work. Okay, so high income. So these are the high income countries with country name and country code. Country name and country code. Okay. So now let us go for visualizations. Okay. So what shall we do is what you have to do, not I have to do. So what you people do is we have something called as Q plot. So while we are discussing with matrix, I had explained you the mat plot. Now let us see Q plot. Q plot stands for a quick plot. So it will be, if you ask for what is Q plot, you will get over here. But as of now, you will not get over here. Why you will not get? Because we need to install the packages. So listen carefully, guys. For you to execute this qplot and all, you need to install some packages related to ggplot2. So ggplot2 is for visualization in RStudio. So this is a very important concept. So first, what you have to do is you have to install this ggplot. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm giving that hash installed dot packages ggplot. Run it. So the packages are getting installed. Okay. Next, library ggplot2, right? So it will show the version and all. Okay. Now ask for this question mark qplot. You can see now because we install the packages, right? See, now we are getting qplot, quick plot and all. Fine. Now what I'm doing is this is stats. So this is the data, high income, low income, upper middle income, lower middle income, and other things. Okay. So Q plot data equal to stats. I'm taking stats data. X-axis internet users. So I'm plotting only on X-axis internet users on that one. See, this is the plot we got. This is the visualization. Okay. So internet users. So how to understand this one? How to understand this visualization? Okay. So how to understand? So what I'm doing is I'm projecting, for example, I'm projecting this to here and actually projected to here. And so what it is saying is in 5 countries, the internet users are around 25. Suppose you take this 50, project it to here, project it to here. So in 50 countries, internet users are almost, sorry, in what to say, 7 countries or 6 countries, internet users are around 50. Okay. So likewise, if you see this is the peak point or this is a point, so right. So in 2 countries, internet users are more than 90, something like that to understand. Okay. And you can do similarly for birth rate also. Q plot data equal to stat x axis birth rate. So this is birth rate. So now what we will do is, if you observe, we have taken separately this. What we have taken only x-axis birth rate and here only x-axis internet users taking data. So this time what I'm doing is I'm taking data equal to stats. X-axis I'm taking internet users. Y-axis I'm taking birth rate. Okay, y-axis I'm taking birth rate and size I3. So I want to plot. I want to do a scatter plot. X-axis internet users, y-axis birth rate. Okay, all right. So this is the visualization important. So what is the visualization? If you see, we have plotted birth rate versus internet users. So if you see here on y-axis, we have something called as birth rate, and on x-axis, we have something called as internet users. So if you observe this country, it has birth rate around 50, but if you see the internet users, very less. If you see this country, the internet usage is very high, but if you see the birth rate is very less. Okay, so now seeing this visualization, so what we had done a visualization birth rate versus internet users. So now we need to tell a story. So after seeing this visualization, what you can understand? What is
Where the
your
birth
understanding?
rate, yeah, where the birth rate is low, the internet uses are high.
Okay. Okay. So if you observe here a simple scenario, what we have understood is where there is high birth rate, their internet usage is less. Where there is low birth rate, their internet usage is high. So internet usage means nothing but education. So the countries where there is good education, there the birth rate is low. And the countries where less education, there the internet usage is less and birth rate is high. Okay, so what you can understand, as the internet usage is increasing, the birth rate is decreasing. If you see, it is going like this. So what this is called as? This is called as correlation. What is correlation? If one thing changes, the other thing changes. What type of correlation here we are seeing? We are seeing a negative correlation. As the internet usage is going high, the birth rate is going less. Okay, so there is a negative correlation. So we will discuss some mathematical and statistical concepts, guys, in coming up sessions like correlation, causation, okay, and all so many things. But this is what our observation after visualizing the data. See, that is what analyzing and visualization. Seeing the data, we cannot say anything. Okay, so that's why data analytics has come into the market. That's why the data science has come into the market to find what is the insights in the data, to predict what is there inside the data. Okay, so that is the main reason. Fine, I'm closing that one. Now, Data equal to stats, x-axis income group, y-axis birth rate, the same thing. Okay. So now what I'm doing to the same code, data equal to stats, look carefully guys. Data equal to stats, x-axis internet users, y-axis birth rate, size I of 3. To the same code, what I'm doing, I'm adding something called as color I of blue. Okay, let us check what will happen. Right. See, this time what we have taken income, not internet users. This is income. So this is high income, this is low income, this is upper middle income, this is lower income. This about this visualization, guys. I will speak later because I need to explain regarding something called as box plot. It will take some time. So now what shall we do is let us increase the complexity. Now if you see here, Q plot, Q plot, data equal to stats, x-axis income group, y-axis birth rate. Okay. So let me not take this. I want to take some other thing. Income group and internet users and birth rate. Let us take. Okay. Fine. Anyway, come here. So you can increase this size also. Let me plot this one. So this thing. So here, if you see this visualization, the size, you can increase the size also. Okay. Suppose if I say size equal to 30, see size is increased. Okay. Suppose you can change the color also. Internet users. So we had increased the size. So how to increase the size? This I of 4. So previously what we used I of 3. We used I of 3 here. I of 3. Okay, so when you use I of 3, how it will look? Just see. See the I of 3. This is the size. And I of 4, it will increase much size. So if you see size, okay. So the same thing, guys, I am adding something called as color I of red. Okay, size I of 4. So I want to change the color. Let's see. We change the color aspects. So this is how to change the color. Okay, so my motto is, guys, to understand how to do the visualizations, better visualization. So this time I am giving I3. Right. See, the size has reduced a bit. Okay. So not only red, you can add any color. You can add blue color. Okay. You can add any color. So now that is the scenario. So you can change the color also to whatever color you like. Fine. Fine. So that is the thing. So now today what we are doing, we are taking only internet users and birth rate and we have analyzed. Okay. So in tomorrow session, what we will do is we shall take birth rate and income group into consideration and internet users and income group into consideration, and after that we shall take three things into consideration: birth rate, internet users, and also income group. And let us see how to do certain plots using the three data. Fine. And tomorrow we shall see regarding the box plot and other things also. Fine. So that's what now, guys. We shall meet again tomorrow. Thank you. We'll stop.